Been a little more than a year now since two of the biggest superstars in Hollywood, Brad Pitt.
No immediate comment from Pitt's attorney when they were approached for comment.
After years of rumors, silence, and emotional distance, Brad Pitt has finally opened up about his past with Jennifer Aniston. And it's not what anyone expected. At 60, the Hollywood icon has decided to speak candidly about the relationship that once defined an era. What he shared wasn't just a recap of old news. It was a heartfelt confession that shed light on the real reason behind their split and hinted at a connection that might still exist between them today. The public has watched their story unfold like a movie, filled with love, heartbreak, betrayal, and unanswered questions. But this time, it's Brad telling the story in his own words. His reflections come with age, maturity, and maybe a bit of regret, leaving fans wondering, was their love really over or just paused? So, what did Brad say? And why now? Let's rewind the clock and dive into one of Hollywood's most unforgettable love stories. Brad Pitt's early love life. Before Jennifer Aniston ever came into the picture, Brad Pitt's love life was already turning heads in Hollywood. In the late 80s and early 90s, Pitt was the fresh-faced heartthrob every casting director wanted and every magazine cover adored. His early romances were part of the buzz that surrounded his rise to fame. One of his first flings was with Robin Givens, followed by a short-lived relationship with actress Jill Schoelen, whom he met on the set of Cutting Class. Then came Juliette Lewis. Their relationship stirred up controversy not just because of their intense chemistry, but because of their age gap. Brad was 27, and Juliette was just 17. The two met while filming Too Young to Die, and while it raised eyebrows, the romance was intense but didn't last. But it was in 1994, on the set of C-Seven, that Pitt met Gwyneth Paltrow, his first big public relationship. The two quickly became inseparable. Brad later confessed he was so smitten with Gwyneth, he could barely talk around her. Fans were obsessed with the pair, and by 1996, they were engaged. Brad introduced her to his parents, proposed with a custom-designed ring, and told Rolling Stone he was only getting married once. Their engagement seemed like the real deal, with stories of dinner at Red Lobster and wedding plans flooding the media. But by 1997, things fell apart. The engagement ended, and so did another chapter in Pitt's romantic journey. These early relationships, though fleeting, shaped Brad's image in the public eye: charming, passionate, and unpredictable. And while none of them lasted, they set the stage for what would become his most iconic relationship yet: the love story with Jennifer Aniston. The rise of Brad and Jennifer. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston's love story didn't start on a movie set or at a red carpet event. It began with a simple introduction by their managers in the mid-90s. At the time, both were fresh off major breakups. Brad had just split from Gwyneth Paltrow, and Jennifer had ended her relationship with actor Tate Donovan. It was perfect timing. The stars aligned, literally, and Hollywood's next golden couple was born. Their chemistry was instant. Anniston later described their first evening together as easy and really fun. For a while, they kept things under wraps, dodging cameras and staying low-key. But in 1999, they made it official with a joint appearance at the Emmy Awards, confirming what fans had long suspected. That night marked the beginning of a romance that would define early 2000s pop culture. By the end of the year, Brad proposed during a Sting concert in New York City. The engagement ring, a custom-designed diamond and platinum masterpiece, sparkled as much as their love. 7 months of planning and design went into that ring, proving Pitt wasn't taking this lightly. In July 2000, they tied the knot in a lavish Malibu ceremony attended by 200 guests, including family, close friends, and A-list co-stars. Anniston's vow to make Pitt his favorite banana milkshake and Brad's promise to compromise on the thermostat made headlines for being refreshingly down-to-earth. Their love story only grew stronger in the public eye. The couple dazzled on red carpets, launched the successful production company Plan B Entertainment, and even worked together on screen. One memorable moment was Brad's hilarious cameo on Friends as Will Colbert, a high school friend who hated Rachel Green. Anniston later called it one of her favorite episodes. To fans, Brad and Jen seemed untouchable, a perfect match wrapped in glamour, humor, and real affection. They were stylish, successful, and madly in love. Hollywood had its fairy tale. But as everyone would soon learn, even fairy tales have their cracks. Hints of trouble, and the emotional split. For a while, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston looked like they had it all: success, love, and a dream life in Hollywood. But behind the perfect photos and red carpet smiles, cracks had already started to form. Whispers about tension in their marriage began surfacing around 2003, but fans brushed it off. After all, they looked so happy. How could anything be wrong? Jennifer was open about wanting to start a family. In interviews, she talked about slowing down her career and looked forward to motherhood. "I think you can do it all," she told The Guardian, expressing her hope to balance work and family. Pitt also seemed enthusiastic, with Anniston once revealing that he was dreaming of having 7 kids. But that dream never came to life. In another interview with W Magazine, Anniston got real about the ups and downs of marriage. She admitted that she and Brad had disagreements and weren't perfect, something she thought most couples experienced. When the interviewer asked if Pitt was the love of her life, her answer surprised many. "I don't know," she said. "He's certainly a big love in my life." Her words were thoughtful and honest, but they also hinted at a relationship that wasn't as rock-solid as it appeared. By early 2005, the fairy tale came to an end. After a New Year's trip to Anguilla with friends, the couple released a joint statement announcing their separation. They emphasized that their decision wasn't due to scandal or betrayal, trying to keep the tone respectful and calm. Still, fans were devastated. It felt like the end of an era. Just a few months later, Anniston filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. As the media picked apart every detail, the world mourned the breakup of what many considered the perfect Hollywood couple. The images of their wedding, their jokes on talk shows, the little inside moments. Suddenly, all of it was over. Enter Brangelina, the love triangle explosion. If Brad and Jen's breakup rocked Hollywood, what came next sent shockwaves through it. Just months after the separation, photos of Brad Pitt and his Mr. and Mrs. Smith co-star Angelina Jolie playing with Jolie's son Maddox on a beach in Kenya surfaced, and the world went into a frenzy. Suddenly, it wasn't just a breakup. It was a love triangle. Brad and Angelina had denied any off-screen romance while filming, but fans weren't buying it. The chemistry in the movie was undeniable, and the timing of their closeness raised a lot of eyebrows. Despite Pitt and Anniston insisting there was no cheating involved, the public perception told a different story. To many, Angelina was the other woman, and Jen was left heartbroken in the shadows. The media gave the new couple a name, Brangelina, and they became Hollywood's hottest obsession. They adopted children, traveled the world, and used their spotlight for humanitarian causes. But their love story started under such intense scrutiny that it forever cast a shadow over what had come before. For Jennifer Aniston's fans, it felt like betrayal. And when Jolie later admitted in an interview that she and Brad fell in love while filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that shadow only grew darker. Meanwhile, Anniston was trying to keep her dignity in a media storm. she told Vogue the whole situation was uncool, a calm but cutting response that summed up how the public felt too. The headlines never stopped comparing the two women, and Jen became the poster child for heartbreak, even as she continued working, smiling and moving on. As Brangelina's family grew and their fame skyrocketed, the public never stopped asking, did Brad leave Jennifer for Angelina? Was their marriage already over? Or was it stolen? Whether intentional or not, Brangelina became the new Hollywood power couple, while Jen was left to rebuild. And as their star rose, it marked a dramatic new chapter in the saga that started with Brad and Jen. Life after Jen, Brad and Angelina's rise and fall. Once Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie went public, their relationship became larger than life. They were no longer just actors, they were activists, world travelers, and parents of a growing blended family. The couple adopted children from Cambodia, Ethiopia, and Vietnam, and also welcomed biological kids of their own. The media followed them everywhere, dubbing them the ultimate global couple. Brad seemed to fully embrace this new chapter. In interviews, he praised Angelina endlessly, calling her the love of his life, and saying choosing her to be the mother of his children was the smartest decision he'd ever made. Their relationship had a purpose. It was more than red carpets and photo ops. They were building a family and using their fame to raise awareness on global issues. In 2014, after years together and 6 kids, they made it official with a wedding at their estate in France. It was private, emotional, and family-centered, just how they wanted it. Their children were part of the ceremony, from writing vows to decorating the cake. To the public, it looked like Brad had finally found his forever. But just 2 years later, everything crumbled. In 2016, Angelina filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The split wasn't quiet like Brad's separation from Jennifer. It was messy, public, and involved a drawn-out custody battle. Things got darker when allegations of a disturbing incident on a private jet surfaced, with claims of Brad displaying aggressive behavior toward both Jolie and the kids. Brad's legal team denied the worst of the accusations, and he later spoke openly about his battle with alcohol and efforts to get sober, including attending Alcoholics Anonymous. But the damage was done. Jolie gained primary custody, and the court fight stretched on for years. Their once glowing public image was now clouded by lawsuits, leaked documents, and painful headlines. What started as Hollywood's most captivating romance ended in a legal nightmare. And as Brangelina fell apart, the memory of Brad and Jen, the simplicity, the joy, began creeping back into public nostalgia. Jennifer's post-divorce journey. While Brad was building a new life with Angelina, Jennifer Anniston was quietly putting herself back together. Heartbroken but resilient, she leaned into therapy, work, and self-discovery. She was never one to air her pain publicly, but she didn't shy away from acknowledging the emotional toll the divorce took on her. In interviews, she spoke honestly about healing, about finding peace, and about choosing to grow instead of staying bitter. Her career thrived post-divorce. She took on roles that let her show her range beyond the lovable Rachel Green, and fans respected her even more for it. She became known not just for her talent, but for her grace under pressure. In 2012, she found love again with actor and screenwriter Justin Theroux. The two got engaged and married in a quiet surprise ceremony in 2015. For a while,